Police in Italy have broken up a neo-Nazi ring. After a 2-year investigation, police say they raided the homes of 19 people who wanted to create a new Nazi party. Officers uncovered firearms and Nazi propaganda celebrating Adolf Hitler and Benito Mussolini. Police say the group had connections across Europe. Barbie Nadeau is standing by in Rome with more details. So the bare facts, very worrying, but how organised was this? How much more is out there, do you think?
Well, you know, it was very disconcerting, obviously, for a country like Italy, which has such a dark past, to see the resurgence of this sort of thing. There were some interesting characters in this group of people. There was a 36-year-old woman who had won an online beauty contest called Miss Hitler. There was a 48-year-old woman in the north of the country who was apparently considered herself to be one of Hitler's sergeants. You know, all of these sorts of things connected together across the entire country is very disturbing. But also they found connections to other far-right groups across Europe, and they're looking to see if there are any other connections within the country. They said that they were going to be starting a political party, which is against the law in Italy. It's a law that's been in effect since 1952 that bans anyone from starting a fascist or Nazi party. So the authorities here are continuing their investigations, looking for more connections and to see if there are any more than these 19 people involved. Max.
In terms of the public response, how's the media covering this? How are people responding in the street, if you've had a chance to speak to any?
Well, it is interesting here. You know, this is a country where you do see wine bottles with Hitler's face and Mussolini's face. There is no law against Nazi or fascist propaganda per se. That's something that's been on the books in terms of legislation, but it continues to stall. There has been a resurgence of anti-Semitism across Europe, and we see that in Italy as well. Even last week, there were some signposts defaced that were for Nazi Holocaust survivors that were named in their name. Things like that continue to bubble up in this country, and the fact that the authorities were able to break up this ring means that they're looking for that, and I think that a lot of people take comfort in that. But you know, Italy was under a very far-right government for the better part of a year that ended over the summer, and a lot of people question right now whether or not that blind eye that the government turned allowed some of these groups to gain some strength and to prosper. Max.
Okay, Barbie in Rome, thank you.